Nikola grabs the whiteboard all the time, and he grabbed it to show guys post spacing. So I hope he grabs it 15 times tonight, and I hope he, if he wants to coach the team, all good.
Following the firing of Mike Malone, Nikola Jokic has been more vocal than ever, and is leading the Nuggets not just on the court, but in timeouts too. He's always been like an assistant coach on the floor, but now, at times, he looks like the actual head coach, showcasing his high basketball IQ in the series versus LA Clippers. One perfect example came in Game 3 against the Clippers. With just 0.2 seconds left in the third quarter, Jokic made a move you almost never see from a player.
Tipped out of bounds by Porter. Shot clock at .2.
Jokic is coaching this team. He told David Adelman to bring in DeAndre Jordan, get more size on the floor with .2 left.
We had an interesting conversation with Ty Lue about him and his vision. Here it goes inside. They're going to great call by you and a great call by Jokic.
He saw the threat of a lob pass to Ivica Zubac for a quick tip-in and prevented it perfectly. The only similar thing I can think of is LeBron James occasionally subbing himself in or out.
Throws. James is already going back to the scorer's table. And LeBron James is right back on the floor.
Oh, I thought he got plenty of rest there. I think he's coming back in refreshed right now.
But while LeBron's moves are more about his status as a powerful figure off and on the court, what Jokic is doing here is something different. It's a glimpse into his incredible basketball IQ and just shows how much control and trust he now commands within the Nuggets organization. What's even more interesting is that we actually got a glimpse of this side of Jokic during the 2022-23 NBA Finals when the Nuggets won the championship. There was a moment during a timeout where Jokic was seen straight up yelling at his teammates, a rare public showing of his competitive fire. Now, with David Adelman stepping in as the interim head coach, we're seeing this side of Nikola Jokic even more than before. Whether it's on-court reactions, huddles, or timeouts, Jokic isn't just involved. He's demanding, he's holding teammates accountable, and he's stepping into a true leadership role.
Nikola Jokic, according to Michael Malone, his leadership qualities have increased. Right now, he's an angry leader. This was just during the last timeout. That's as much emotion as we've ever seen from him.
So much for that tired narrative that Jokic doesn't care, that he just wants to get the season over with so he can go back to Serbia and ride his horses. That idea is a complete pile of nonsense at this point. Right now, Jokic looks more passionate than anyone else on the floor, and the coaching changes in Denver have clearly awakened that fire inside him more than ever. We've also seen flashes of this side of him during the Olympics with Serbia. Playing for the national team always hits differently. It carries a different emotional weight, and you can tell Jokic felt it. Not only did we see him celebrating with more raw emotion than usual, but thanks to the Netflix documentary Court of Gold, we got the clearest and least interrupted footage highlighting his knowledge and leadership. It's in Serbian, but you can thank Netflix for the subtitles.
Ovdje je Kari, kako nam broj ima 4, ovdje je Embiid. Znači on hoće ide ovako i kad pređe drugi ovaj samo hoće da napravi blok ovome. Znači ja ću ovoga da gurnem ovdje, da ga gurnem i onda ovaj ne da te srola. Zato što on hoće da napravi blok za ovog, znači ne da ga scroll, da ovaj može sam da isprati ovdje.
And who knows how many more moments like this happened off camera. You have to understand, in Serbia, the Balkans, or Europe generally, it's very different from the NBA. In the US, players have tons of freedom and no one really bats an eye on a star player no matter his behavior. In Europe, however, the coach is the boss. He can yell at you, curse you out, and if you talk back, you're often seen as disrespectful.
Najbolji čovjek na terenu, 5 šutirati trice, on ti dođe i stavi ti koš. Pa koga ćeš da čuvaš? Koga čuvaš? On njega čuvaš. Ti ništa ne gledaš. I dobije loptu kao da sam kod duh.
So for Jokic to have the freedom to coach up a team just shows how much respect he commands. Even a legendary figure like Svetislav Pesic, who's 75 years old right now, recognizes that his basketball mind is very sharp and valuable. That Jokic sees things they might miss, knows NBA players and their gameplay better, and lets him lead in those moments. When your best player has that kind of vision, it's literally priceless and desirable by every team. So what exactly makes Jokic so special beyond just just saying he has incredible basketball IQ, which at this point everyone knows. Where does he actually make the difference? One of the best examples and probably the biggest advantage he gives his team is his ability in court mapping. This is a skill where Jokic is truly unmatched. It's a huge reason why he's almost unstoppable in post-up situations. He always knows exactly where everyone is on the floor, both his teammates and the defenders. He understands how the defense will react depending on where he sends one teammate or another. Whether it's dragging a help defender to the weak side, creating a pocket of space, or setting up an open three, Jokic sees it all before it happens. And this isn't just something random only fans noticed. LeBron James and JJ Redick discussed it in detail on their podcast together.
There's a play from March 2nd that I love. End game, you know what they're running, two-man.
Yep, two-man.
Jokic crosses the court on the right side. Jamal Murray's got the ball on the left side. They're going to go to that high pick and roll, Murray to his right hand.
Correct.
Jokic, I think it was Peyton Watson. He's like,
stay on that other side.
No, he said, go to the right corner.
Yeah,
so
go to the
Peyton
right
Watson
corner.
was in left wing, goes to the right corner.
Yep.
They get to their two-man. It eventually ends up with Jokic. Gordon's doing cat and mouse on the baseline.
Yep.
And he spins, and it literally looked like a
He's
shot.
about the shot. Yeah.
That is court mapping.
It is.
For someone like LeBron, who might be the only player in the world with a comparable feel for the game, to praise Jokic's mind like that, it says everything you need to know. Because if anyone is qualified to judge basketball IQ, it's LeBron James. When you really put it into perspective, seeing how much more active Jokic has been since Mike Malone was fired, it almost feels like there was some kind of an issue between them that nobody's really talking about. But honestly, it's probably more about the sense of urgency Jokic felt. With everything happening around the team, the conflict between the GM and the coach, the way that the Kroenke family handled the firing, it became clear that the organization didn't want to pick sides. They just moved on in a different direction. It might have been the right decision, but as I've said in my earlier video, it's just terrible timing doing it right before the playoffs. And with that kind of chaos, somebody had to step up and lead. You see, coaches usually have big egos, and rightfully so, because leading a group is not easy and those boundaries matter. But in this situation, it's different. Because Jokic is not just playing for the Nuggets, he's shaping the Nuggets. And you can see it in how the organization approaches player development too, especially when it comes to young talents like Christian Braun. There's a growing belief that Braun could become a cornerstone for the Nuggets moving forward, and Joker's role in that cannot be overstated. Their chemistry is already obvious on the court. Braun plays with an understanding of where to be, how to cut, when to move, things that take years for young players to master around a superstar center like Jokic. But having Jokic as a teacher has made Braun learn faster than most. A lot of that comes down to how Jokic treats him. It's one thing for a rookie or second-year player to earn minutes, it's another to earn Jokic's trust. Nikola is known for being incredibly patient and encouraging with teammates he believes in, and it's clear that Braun has earned that respect. Whether it's tossing a quick touch pass to him under the rim, setting him up for wide-open threes, or trusting him with critical defensive assignments late in games, Nikola Jokic has given Braun the opportunity to thrive. It's a rare dynamic. You have a three-time MVP, arguably the best player in the world, not just tolerating a young player's mistakes, but actively mentoring him, investing in his growth, and ensuring he feels like an integral part of the team. Braun himself once shared a story about how Jokic helped him with even the smallest details, like stretching. Early in his rookie year, Braun noticed Jokic performing specific stretches before the games. When Braun struggled with his own routine, Jokic took him aside and showed him a simple technique to loosen up faster, telling him, "This will save your career." This example just illustrates the selfless nature of Nikola Jokic. Witnessing Jokic's leadership growth recently comes at an intriguing time, especially with what might be one of the greatest round 1 series in recent memory, the Nuggets versus the Clippers.
And this is for the win. Oh,
It's close. They're going to call it.
Did Gordon beat the buzzer?
The way both teams have performed and are battling feels more like a conference finals matchup rather than a first round clash. It's fascinating to think about. On one side you have the best player in the world who's consistently going to deliver and create problems for any team. On the other you have the hottest team in the league over the last couple of months, peaking right before and during the start of the playoffs, at the most critical time of the year. The Clippers have been a dominant force while the Nuggets are clearly up against a team team that's much more complete and excels on both ends of the floor. Unlike the Nuggets, who have struggled defensively, facing a team as isolation heavy as the Clippers, with two incredible scorers like James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, presents a massive challenge. So far, the Nuggets have taken a step forward compared to their regular season performance. But the Clippers are so well-rounded that despite Jokic's dominance and Denver's beautiful ball movement and transition play, they are an extremely tough nut to crack. Jokic has essentially maintained his MVP level performance while also being even more vocal and producing stats that are remarkably similar to his previous seasons, which is even more impressive considering how dominant the Clippers have been defensively lately. In a playoff series where teams can adjust, tweak their game plan, and target players differently, it's unbelievable that the Clippers haven't been able to disrupt Jokic's production. So if Jokic manages to lead the Nuggets past the first round both as a player and now as a coach, we'll be talking about a feat that the NBA has never seen. But now you let me know your thoughts below. What do you think about Coach Jokic, and were you surprised by his passion for basketball? Also, can he lead Denver past round 1, and where are the Nuggets' ceiling this season? Drop those takes in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more NBA takes through an overseas lens.